Children, have you seen the cartoon Zootopia? If you have, do you still remember the cute sloth in the movie? The sloth, this super lazy insect, is the protagonist of our story today. Sloth's home is in the tropical rain forests of Central and South America. They are lazy guys who pursue life in stillness. If you can hang, you will never sit down. If you can move, you will definitely not move. Our scientists divided sloths into two broad categories based on the number of claws on their hands. A sloth with 2 claws is called a two-fingered sloth, and a sloth with 3 claws is called a three-fingered sloth. What is the difference between these two types of sloths? That is, the three-fingered sloth is lazier and can be said to be the king of sloths. The sloth named Lightning in the movie Zootopia is a three-fingered sloth. So, we always say that sloths are lazy. How lazy are they? It is said that sloths sleep for about 18 hours a day, so they have always been called one of the most sleeping animals. But recently, some scientists have discovered that sloths living in the wild actually only sleep 10 hours a day. So what does it do the rest of the time? Of course, they just hung lazily on the tree and pretended to sleep, not even bothering to open their eyes. Sloths are born to move slowly, and to be honest, they don't bother to move quickly at all. How slow is it? The sloth usually moves at a speed of only 1 millimeter per second, and we can't even tell it has moved with the naked eye. And when a sloth is frightened, it will run. How fast is it at this time? The fastest is only 6 centimeters per second. What is this concept? The standard track on the playground in our school is 400 meters per lap. It took the sloth nearly 2 hours to complete the run. In the tropical rainforest, if a sloth boy wants to play with another sloth girl, it usually has to walk a distance of 2,000 meters. This will take about a month or so. Some sloths are too lazy to bother with such a troublesome matter and simply stay alone. If a sloth mother gives birth to a baby, the sloth baby will cling to the mother's body tightly and hang on the mother until it grows up, and must not let go. Because, if the baby sloth accidentally loses its grip and falls out of the tree, its mother won't be bothered to climb down and pick the baby back up. All sloths live their entire lives in trees, keeping food close to them. For example, leaves, buds and fruits that cannot run away. You know, the buds and fruits on the trees are not available all year round. So these lazy sloths spend most of the year eating leaves. However, the leaves are difficult to digest and can only satisfy the sloth's most basic survival needs. So, if sloths want to move quickly, they don't have enough energy. This is actually another reason why sloths don't like to move. They need to reduce energy consumption as much as possible. What's even more exaggerated is that sloths don't even bother to chew the leaves when eating them. Generally speaking, they just hold the leaves directly in their mouths and let their saliva break them down. The sloth's stomach is very large, but it works very slowly. There are many workshops inside, like a small factory. All this is to allow its stomach to hold more food and absorb more energy. 2/3 of a sloth's weight is its stomach and its contents. After a sloth is full, it takes about a month to digest its full stomach. Do you still remember Lightning, the sloth in Zootopia? Do you still remember the green t-shirt he wore? In fact, sloths living in the wild are green most of the time. Because they don't move for too long and the place where they live is warm and humid, some algae will make their home on the sloths and grow happily. The sloths don't mind at all, because the green hair allows them to hide better in the canopy and avoid being discovered by natural enemies. You may ask, how does a sloth survive in nature where the jungle is strong and the strong eats the weak? It turns out that in addition to using the protective coat provided by algae to hide themselves, the few large carnivores in South America find it unpalatable, which also greatly improves their chances of survival. But we must say that the survival of sloths depends heavily on the special environment of the tropical rainforest. Sloths eat plants. Their body temperature regulation ability is very poor, and they can only live in trees. Therefore, when human activities destroy the tropical rainforest, it will seriously threaten the survival of sloths. Okay, Today's program ends here. Next time we go to the zoo, let's go and observe the lazy sloth. At the same time, in order to protect the lovely sloth, we must also remember to protect our ecological environment. See you next time. Class questions. If you are a baby sloth, why do you have to hug your mother tightly? Feel free to leave your answers in the comment area.